Hey, g'day, it's Josh here, and welcome to today's special training. Look, I'm absolutely stoked to bring this to you because not only is it the most important training that you will see today, it's easily the most important training that you will see this decade when it comes to health, fitness, and being able to beat the resolution in 2020. We are in a very unique time at the moment. We've never been in a position like this. Christmas, New Year, it is here. And not only are you going to be hit with all the typical resolution stuff, but it's not just the end of the year, it is the end of the decade. Also, too, social media is at a peak, so you've got all your influencers online. You've got all the stuff that's gone through the Australian, with the sports supplement industry, all this stuff. There's a lot of turmoil. So we know one thing for certain is that you are going to be hit with a truckload of hype and BS marketing. And I want to help you steer through that and to be able to achieve a real outcome through 2020. Most importantly, beating the resolution. So what I want to do is I want to share my screen with you. Give me 1 second to do that. Here it is here. All righty. Bang, done from the beginning. Get rid of me. You don't need to see me in all of this. Alrighty, to beat the resolution. Now, the resolution means a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but the most common answer I get if I said, look, what would you like to do in the next 12 weeks is because we need an outcome. We need something to measure. The most common response is being able to lose 10 kilograms. So what I want to do is I want to share with you 5 simple shifts that you'll be able to implement that's going to see you lose that 10 kilograms of stubborn body fat. Most importantly, without following a weight loss plan. So that gets rid of the resolution once and for all. Now, who is this presentation for? Look, it's for you. So if you've been desperately trying to get into shape and nothing works, no matter how many times that you try, no matter what you do, then this is for you. So if you've been down the resolution path in the past and you are back here, then again, you are in the right spot. So if you are ready to achieve real sustainable results, then this is for you. Now, during the next 35 minutes or so, I do apologize. I do talk fast. I'm very, very passionate about this and passionate about helping you get real results. So we're going to talk about how to get faster results by spending less time in the gym. Also to how to eat more of the foods that you absolutely love to lose more body fat. Think of that, eating more of the foods that you enjoy and you're going to speed up the process. Also, too, most importantly, how to see through all the hype and the BS. If you think that you've seen it in the past, you haven't seen anything yet, okay? So look, I want to help you save yourself time, money, and frustration. I want to be able to give you skills that you can implement with clarity and certainty. Now, I want to do all this while helping you set yourself up for the long term. And that means results that you can keep for life no matter how busy you get, no matter the demands on your time. We have to make sure that we do this right, okay? Now, my promise to you is simple. I'm going to be sharing with you a step-by-step strategy that's going to help you lose 10 plus kilograms of that stubborn body fat that just hasn't seemed to shift no matter what you do without following a weight loss plan. Very important that. So there is no plans and gimmicks and all that sort of stuff, right? Real world strategies. Now, before we get into all the stuff that you are here to learn, there are a few house rules that we need to go through. So number one, there are no quick fixes. So if you are here looking for my resolution quick fix, I am sorry to disappoint you. It doesn't exist. We are not for you. So there's no quick fixes. Also, too, you must be willing to work hard and work consistently. That is very, very important. Now, neither my results or results of clients, we may not class them as typical, but look, what is typical? What we do know is amazing results are earned through commitment, focus, and consistent hard work. So maybe the results that have eluded you in the past simply have eluded you because you haven't been on the right path and you haven't known what the target. So when we get you on that path, and you're going to have that work ethic and drive to move forward. So who knows? Maybe you'll be one of those people everyone's going to be envious about. I really hope so. Now, your results, or more importantly, your lack of, is entirely up to you. That is 100% responsible for your effort and your commitment. So let's see exactly what you are capable of. Now, before we get into that, I need to kind of check in with you. So I want to know where you're currently at and what you've been going through. And it's going to help you then best implement what I'm about to share. Now, look, do you find yourself, maybe in the past, you've consistently gone from one program to the other? Maybe you've been hanging out for the new year, trying to see what the latest and greatest is. You're hoping the next one's going to work because, as I said, up until this point, everything has just simply failed to deliver the results that you want. Or maybe what happens is you're finding yourself counting down the days until the diet ends. You've got yourself on this diet. You've seen this latest celebrity thing, or someone said to do a detox or a keto or the intermittent fasting or whatever, and you absolutely hate it and you cannot wait for it to end, but you found yourself on this loop, on this cycle, and you just keep pushing forward out of fear. Like you don't want to stop because you don't want to not get the results, but then also too, you just wait. You can't wait for it to end so you can just go back to the way you used to do things. Okay. Or look, do you secretly dread social events? Maybe this time of year you absolutely hate it. Christmas parties and all that sort of stuff. And you don't want to go anywhere because you're simply not feeling good about yourself. You're not feeling good about the clothes that you're wearing. You're not feeling good about, the skin that you're in, and you're trying to find excuses to not go. To stay away because you just simply do not want to be in that position. You'd rather avoid it once and for all. Or do you find yourself wondering what everyone else is doing? Like, do you think that they know some type of secret? Do you think that, maybe it's the shake that they're drinking, or maybe what they're doing, they've got to know something that you don't, because there must be a reason that they're getting the results and you aren't. It doesn't seem fair. Or maybe, maybe like you're just feeling guilty because you've been doing absolutely everything. You're putting in the time, the effort, the money. You're taking time away from the family. You're doing the absolute best that you can, but you really don't have the results to show for it, and it's starting to really frustrate you. Or maybe you're just at that point where it's like, you know what, this is going to be my last hurrah. I'm going to have one final go at this, one final resolution. And if it doesn't happen after this, then I'm just going to suck it up and deal with it. And look, I know I'm not going to be happy in the position that I'm in. And I know I'm going to want to have something else, but I'm just sick of failing, and I'm sick of being stuck. And no matter what I do, nothing works. And I'm just ready to give up. Well, look, before you do, please understand that what you're going through right now isn't really the problem, okay? What it really comes down to is the symptoms that are being caused by the underlying issues, and more so is you haven't made what I like to call the shifts, okay? So you're still going in one direction. You're not on the right path yet. Now, the great thing is once you make these shifts, your whole world will change. Look, I'm not just saying that and trying to dramatize this or anything like that, but literally your world will change. You're going to jump out of bed every single morning with energy to burn. That whole thing about Mondayitis and the alarms going off, like, oh my God, my life, I can't stand this. Why do I have to get up? It will literally be a thing of the past. You're going to jump up out of bed with energy. You're going to be willing to, or ready, I should say, not willing, willing and ready to absolutely attack the day. You're going to be running from morning till night, getting everything done, running at 100% and maximizing your purpose every single day. Look, you're going to start looking in the mirror. You're going to start seeing things pop out that you've never seen before. Like that stubborn body fat that just covers you. You kind of feel it and it's squishy and you don't like it and you want it to go. All of a sudden, as that starts to disappear and you start to see muscles pop up that maybe you haven't seen, forever. Maybe you've never seen it. Maybe, this is a whole new world, a whole new level of conditioning, and you're going to be embracing this every day. You're going to see new things pop up, new amounts of energy. As I said, it's going to be an amazing thing, okay? Now, come Christmas, I know, like it's only normal, always, I still like getting those envelopes where you're getting money and stuff like that, Maybe you'll take some of that money, or maybe you've got money left over for the Boxing Day sales, whatever it is, coming into New Year. And look, starting to invest some of that cash that you've got into a new wardrobe, sick and tired of kind of hiding away in summer. You're wearing baggy clothes that really don't fit because you just rather hide yourself away, cover yourself up. Look, I don't want to show anything off. Like now you're going to start to be wearing some things that are, going to emphasize some shape and show a little bit of skin. And most importantly, you're going to be really proud of who you are. The confidence is going to go through the roof. You're going to feel like $1 million, going to want to be showing it off. As I said, it's very, very cool. And really, at the end of the day, it all comes down to daring to dream. I understand what it's like. You kind of feel like, who you are, and it gets zapped out of you. Like when you're a kid, you had all these aspirations. I'm not talking about being an astronaut and things like that, but you want to be able to have confidence in who you are and be able to, stand proud and your head held high and all that sort of stuff. And the burden and the angst that you've got, it's held you back up until this point. And you know what it's like. You wake up in the morning and it's kind of bearing down on you first thing in the morning. It's holding you back at night, and you don't know how to move forward. Imagine if that was gone. Okay, imagine how awesome it would be where you could literally start to dare to dream again. What is it can I achieve? What could I do? Okay, if I was able to beat this resolution once and for all, who could I become? Now, let me just take 1 second back to formally introduce myself so you know why you should trust me and who I am and all that sort of stuff. So that's me, totally under the pump of my girls there. So I'm married as my wife, Cass, and my 2 girls there, Brielle and Lucy. So married to 2 kids. I'm a business owner here. So I run PE. In that time, in the last 20 years, I've been in the fitness industry. So I've done a few things, so from training, writing, coaching, mentoring, other trainers and all that sort of stuff. So I've done a little bit. And look, the real thing in all of that is I get you, and you might be sitting back and you might go, yeah, good. Josh, it's all great for you. Yeah, it's good for you. And, the position that you're in, but look, you don't understand the struggle that I'm in. But look, I very much appreciate where you are, your time poor, you've got pressures, all this sort of stuff. And it's just something that you cannot get a handle of. So look, please, rest assured, you can trust that everything I'm about to share with you is for you 100%. All right. So discovering these 5 shifts, what's it all about? Well, look, during the last 20 years, I've been in the fitness industry for 20 years, and I've had the privilege to be able to work with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. But, what's always fascinated me is why successful people are successful, because the one thing I've always asked is like, there's got to be no plan B. This is it. You need to draw the line in the sand and say, I'm going to achieve a level of success I've never had before. Because if there's a plan B, you're always going to hold yourself back. You're always going to be, looking what's the next best thing, or, you kind of got the door open. You know what I mean? Like, so you're allowing the excuses to creep in. It's too hard, whatever. So I've always said, look, you've got to draw the line in the sand. So when I ask people that, when I ask you that, I've got to make sure that we can do the absolute best to be able to achieve a level of success you've never had before. So as the saying goes, success leaves clues. So as I said, I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of successful people. I've always wondered what made them tick. Why is it that successful people can achieve a level of success that other people can't? So over the years, what I wanted to do was make sure that I could, replicate this time and time again. And I started to notice a number of different traits that successful people had. What I did, I took those traits, I isolated them, and I started using them for myself. Now, yes, things got a lot simpler and a lot easier, but thinking, maybe it's a little bit biased because I know what I'm looking for and I know how to apply it. I started to employ it to trainers, to clients, and they didn't know this. I just said, look, I want you to do X, Y, Z, look at things in a different perspective. And we started to measure the outcomes. And sure enough, they started to get better results, easier results. It was a lot simpler. And most importantly, these are results that they were able to maintain long term. Right. Now, these 5 shifts, if you make them, are going to absolutely change the game for you. At the end of the day, what it does is going to create the greatest possible result by doing the least amount of work, by eating the most amount of food, and having the most amount of flexibility to do the other things in life that you enjoy. Okay. All the cool stuff. And the most important thing is I'm going to share them with you right now. So if you are ready for shift number 1, we are about to dive right in. Now, shift number 1, I need you to change your worldview. Now, what does that mean? Well, look, did you know that over 65% of people who watch this webinar are on their way to a premature death? All right. Now, I don't mean to come across with this big, scary, statistic, but it's true. I mean, it's true. So there's a chance that you could be in that 65%. So as we look at this a little bit deeper, right? 2017-18, the Australian Bureau of Stats here, they surveyed that 2/3 of our population, our adult population, were overweight, okay? And so that equates to 12.5 million people, as you can see. And most importantly there, it was an increase of from 63.4% in only a couple of years. So this is a trend that is actually increasing. And it is projected by 2025 that 83% of Australian men and 75% of Australian women are going to be classed as overweight. Now then, if you look, 1/3 of children between the ages of 5 to 19 are also in this category. So you can see everything that's out there, all these different resolution tactics and plans and all this sort of stuff, it is not helping our population. The trend that we are going on is we are getting bigger. The thing is obesity itself is the leading preventable cause of death worldwide. Now, we've got to change things up, because if we don't, okay, if we stay on the same path that you are on, this is what happens. Well, you'll stay on course. You'll continue to gain. You'll increase your risk of preventable disease and premature death. That is the path. As I said, that 67% of Australian adults are on right now. But if we get this right, if we're able to flip our worldview, because you can stop all of that happening and create your best outcome. 100% truth. Because the thing is, most of the factors that lead us to this escalating rate of obesity, they're mostly lifestyle related. So if you think about that being lifestyle related, they're actually in our control. Most of them are completely avoidable. So why is it that I'm talking scare tactics? At the end of the day, it just really comes down to reality. Everything starts here by you changing your worldview. Okay, so the most important thing that you need to do if you want to beat the resolution is you don't get on the resolution bandwagon in the first place. You need to change the way in which you do you. So everything that you have been doing up until this point, you need to acknowledge that it does not work. It hasn't worked. If you think about all the diets and all that sort of stuff, and I'll get into that more in detail in a second. Okay, but what you've been doing hasn't working, and you need to make the decision to change the way that you do you. Now, you must take responsibility for you. You can't blame anyone else. You can't put this on your partner. You can't put this on work or kids or whatever it is. You need to take 100% ownership, and you need to take 100% responsibility of the position that you are in today, because that is when you can move forward. Your choices, your actions, ultimately, is your life, your outcomes. So it's a result of what you do, and you are what you choose. So if you think about it in that perspective, you are in the position that you are in today by choice. The decisions that you have made have brought you to here. And that can be somewhat bittersweet. You might be sitting back there and you might be thinking, well, this is great. I don't really like where I'm at. You don't need to like where you're at. If you liked where you're at, you wouldn't be watching this presentation now. But you need to take responsibility, because it's once you take responsibility, that is when you can move forward. Okay, that is all comes down to beating the resolution. You don't see things as a quick fix. You don't see things as an instant, or what am I going to achieve next week? What can I do in 30 days, 21 days, whatever. You are just changing the way you do you, your choices, your action, and ultimately your life. Now, shift number 2 is all coming down to discovering the truth, discovering the real truth. Because this is the thing, look, I do apologize it, but up until this point, all your best intentions, they were never designed to work the way you wanted them to work. So let's look at this in more detail. How many times have you been down the resolution trail? Like if you're doing a resolution last year and you did that resolution, but you're back again this year because you're in the same position that you were last year, well, it didn't work. It didn't create the sustainable outcome that you wanted. But let's take it further. How many diets, detoxes, boot camps, gym programs, supplements? How many things have you tried over the number of years to get into shape, yet you're still here now? Yeah, you're reaching out to, the professionals, yet you're still here, you're still stuck. So it was never meant to work the way you wanted it to work. How much weight have you lost? But how much have you regained? But more so than that, how much time have you lost? How much money have you spent to basically be in the same position that you were when you started? So if we stay on this path, okay, so if you choose to jump on the next resolution and do what everyone else is doing, what's going to happen? Well, again, it's just another quick fix. You've tried the quick fix path in the past. You're always searching. Yeah, you might drop 5 kilos in the next 2 weeks, but you know you're going to gain that back. And you never make any real progress. You'll be back here in 12 months' time, ready to go again. But let's change all that. Let's change it. So what happens when you discover the right path and you do things correctly? Well, the fat's going to disappear. The energy, it'll go off the charts. As I said, you're going to wake up in the morning bursting with energy. Your confidence will go sky high because finally, once and for all, you've started to figure out how this game works. And you'll achieve a level of success. You'll achieve results that you would never lose. And you'll have the confidence that they're never going to disappear. Now, look, up until this point, it is very easy to be sold on your symptoms. It's very easy to be sitting in the position that you're in today and you're seeing the latest resolution, drop 10 kilos in the next 2 weeks or whatever it is, drop 5 kilos or 3 dress size, whatever it is. Okay, they prey on the insecurity. They prey on the symptom that you have. But the symptom that you have isn't the problem. What you need to do is you need to look deeper and you need to discover what the real issue is. Because this is the reason why weight loss plans don't work. Okay? The weight that you have to lose is merely just a symptom. And the only way to create a long-term sustainable change is to fix the problem. So this is what happens. So once you change your worldview, you start to look at things differently. And let's just say that if I was right on with this example, let's just say you've got 10 kilos that you'd like to lose. The real question is, it's not how do I lose 10 kilograms? It's why do I have 10 kilograms to lose? What is it about my lifestyle and the choices that I make that continue to contribute to me gaining this excess weight? Because if I identify and discover the real problems and put all my energies into fixing that, I will take away the reason for the symptom. You cannot have a negative symptom without a reason. It's illogical. It doesn't make sense. You can't do it. So this is why we always focus on the real problem. If you correct the problem, you will remove the symptom permanently. All righty. Secret weapon time, because again, look, so far I've covered 2 big things, changing your worldview and the fact that none of this was ever meant to work. So I want to share with you now a strategy that is going to work 100%. And more so, no matter what life throws at you, because look, this is the thing. Where you're at today, you might not have these same challenges next month, but I guarantee you're going to have different challenges. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to our ability to be able to solve challenges and to simply do life better. And again, another reason why weight loss plans don't work, because what happens when you lose the weight? You know what I mean? Like, you don't just keep following a weight loss plan for the rest of your life. Okay. Once you know what the real issue is and you identify the real problem and not the symptom, okay, it shows us what to look for. But again, when it comes to the structure of a plan and how to do you, we need some real strategies, right? And this works in every situation, no matter what. But look, the old way of losing body fat and getting into shape. So right now, look, you might be in a position that needs action, but you're going to wait until January 1. So straight off the bat, I do question you know, do you really want this or not? Like, if this is something that you needed to do and you really need to get rid of that weight and you really need to solve this problem because it's been lingering for years, you just got to get on top of it, but you're now willing to wait an extra 3 weeks. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So again, it's something that you should be willing to start today, immediately. How do I fix this now? Okay. Now, again, January 1, it's one of those things where the resolution starts then. So I'm just going to kind of have a big FOMO event. You know what FOMO means? It's like fear of missing out. I don't want to have to miss out on Christmas and I want to be able to gorge myself. And I want to be like, I'm just calling it as it is. All right. At the end of the day, Christmas in that regard is one day. We have events. New Year's is one day. This is really more than, just about one day here or there. It's about changing the way in which you operate. But again, when it comes to resolutions, this is what happens. We wait until January 1. Then we get straight stuck into the exercise. We're going to start going for a run and doing all this sort of stuff. And then we go on the latest diet. We buy all the supplements. We do everything. So we start everything on day 1. If that's not enough, we start again tapping into what all the experts are doing. This is why I brought up social media right at the start. It's never been bigger than it is now. So you've got all your fitsfos and your inspirational people, your influencers, your YouTubers, and they're all full of information, all this sort of stuff. And, it is what it is. Then we all start getting too focused. Everyone's doing this resolution. I've got to do this resolution. This is it. It's all or nothing. And at the end of the day, we're just hoping. We're hoping it's going to work. So we end up doing more. We do more, do more, do more. We don't stick to the plan. We do more, do more, do more because we don't want to have any risk of not achieving the result. There's got to be a better way. Thankfully, there is. And what is that way? How do we absolutely guarantee success every single time, no matter what the goal is? As I said, we need a plan. We need a secret weapon, and here it is here. So number 1, we need to take ownership. You need to look past the symptoms that you have today and you need to identify the real problems and the real issues that need fixing, okay? Change your worldview. Look past the symptom. If you've got 10 kilograms to lose, that's not the problem. The real issue is why is it there in the first place? Remove that, fix that, okay? Taking ownership. Next, Being very clear on your daily objectives. This is what it comes down to. How is it that I should best move? How is it that I should best fuel my body to be able to achieve the results that I want? When you're very specific on what you need to do, then what that does, it gives you the opportunity to focus on that and to specialize, not wasting your time doing things that are inefficient and hoping for the best result. At the end of the day, we cannot forget outcome, both in terms of your short-term and long-term outcomes. Now, short-term outcomes are very important. If I said to you, the example I gave, like, what do you want to do in the next 12 weeks? And you go, I want to lose 10 kilos. Cool. But if I say, what do you want to do in the next 12 months? Now, that goal might be the same, still lose 10 kilograms, but it doesn't have the same punch, okay? So we want to be able to establish short-term timeframes, because what that does, it does create a sense of urgency. It means that you're going to have to work hard and work diligently. Also, to not forgetting what the real long-term outcome is, because, look, in all honesty, so what if you achieve a great result in 12 weeks? If you're back here in 12 months' time, you failed, okay? This is something that you should be willing to do, the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years, rest of your life. That's what the real outcome is. Where are you going to be in 2, 3, 5 years down the track? You should be better, leaner, fitter, stronger, faster than you ever have before. Okay. So taking ownership, being very clear on your daily objectives and focusing on the outcome. Now, this really is, I believe, the only way that you can 100% absolutely guarantee success every single time, no matter what the goal is. And the way I say it, and the reason I say that, is because it is all up to you. It is you taking ownership of where your life is. It is you taking ownership of the position that you are in today. It is you being very clear on your daily objectives. It is you establishing the goal, the time frame, and the parameters, and it is you keeping yourself accountable. Okay? It's not just about weight loss or anything like that. It really comes down, as I said, taking responsibility to where you are at today and to fix that once and for all. It is why it is so, so powerful. Let me show you an example here. So this is case study number 1. This is Jen. Jen was like that. Jen in the past had focused on the symptoms and not the real issues. But look, she is an absolute superstar. The reason why, she lost over 20 kilograms and 1.2 meters, 120 centimeters from her body by focusing on the real problem. So you can see, look, you can just see it clearly in the photos. Okay, by following a sustainable plan, one that suited her lifestyle and one that enabled her to target the real underlying issues. Okay, busy working mum, 2 kids, all that sort of stuff, and it like suited her to. And you can clearly see the results that are possible. All right. Quick recap here. So again, you need to focus on your worldview. Okay, so changing the worldview and then looking past the symptoms that you have and identifying what the real issues. Once we do that, we can then implement a sustainable plan that is going to be able to achieve both the short-term and the long-term outcomes. Very, very important too, as I said, looking past this whole resolution crap. All righty, number 4, leveraging your time. Now, I hear it time and time again, pun intended, that being time poor, I'm time poor, I don't have time for this. But at the end of the day, I really believe that this is your ultimate gift. If you feel that you are time poor, it is a gift to you. And the reason why would I say that? Well, look, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. You have the same 24 hours that I do, that the hyper successful people do. So what is it? What is different about you versus me versus those people? What is it about what's the difference about the person you are today compared to the person that you want to become? Look, at the end of the day, it really comes down to if you're choosing to be busy or choosing to be productive. There is a big, big, big difference, okay? Being time poor, when you look at it in this perspective, is great for productivity. Now, if you get this wrong and you may have been down this path before, look, you find yourself busy all day, you're kind of running from one thing to another and you feel like you've got zero time, you've got to run one kid here, do this, work here, all this. At the end of the day, like, you feel like you've literally got nothing for yourself. You've got nothing to show for your efforts. Even if you do have time to get to the gym, it's not focused and it's very, very, very frustrating. But as I said, look, we can turn this all around, right? When you get your head in the right place. Look, at the end of the day, what you want to make sure is you are able to move one step closer to your goal every single day. And you do that by clarity. Okay, you do that by very clear on your daily objectives, focusing solely on what needs to be done. I'm talking singular tasks. Focus on that, and then you do nothing else. If it's productive, it's going to help me achieve my goal, I do that. If it doesn't, I do not. It is that simple, okay? So first up, what we need to do is shift your perspective on being time poor. Ultimately, look, We all fall victim to it. We all spend so much time doing stuff that doesn't matter. And the cost is infinite. Okay? If you sit there and you think about it, how much time do you actually waste versus the time that you could invest wisely into improving yourself? You know, like if you were studying for something or trying to improve your, be that your professional position, or you tell your kids to study or whatever, we know the reasons why. We know what the outcome is. So this is, again, it's the same perspective. Yeah, it's investing in yourself. Yes, it is important for me to eat well. Yes, it is important to me to get to the gym. Yes, it is important to me to prioritize on myself, because that is how I'm able to best show up and serve everyone else around me who needs me to be my absolute best. Okay, so change your perspective on time. Everyone has it. You can't say that you don't have time. You have got the exact same 24 hours that I do. Okay, you'll be surprised just how much time you do have available when you start investing in the right areas. Now, as I talk about investing, let's talk about investing in coaching. This is shift number 5. Now, ultimately, success does leave clues. Now, as I said, like I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of successful people, and they all leave clues. They have left definitive clues on why they get to where they are. This is what these 5 shifts are all about, okay? So success leaves clues. Now, according to the Robbins Research International, so we all know Tony Robbins, you know, it's like guru to all. Coaching delivers a 47% improvement in health and sustained result. Now, the funny side about that is these guys do not do health and fitness coaching. You know what I mean? This is just simply a byproduct of coaching itself. Imagine how powerful it would be if you actually focused on coaching to improving you, upgrading your operating system and how you do you. So you are simply in a much better position. Now, you think about it like this. Every sporting team, actor, musician, business mogul, whoever it is, the people that you look up to, they all have someone in their corner. They all have a team. Mentors, coaches who have their back, who help them achieve results faster. Okay, well, I've gone too fast there. Let me go back. All right. So if you don't get this right, what will happen? What happens if you stay on the same path that you've always been on? Look, you'll try and figure it out. There is no doubt the information is out there. But the problem of information, we are in information overload. There's so much out there. And there's going to be even more. As I said, new decade, Fitspo, influencers, all this sort of stuff. There's so much out there. But at the end of the day, success isn't just about getting a plan and simply following a plan. Real success comes down to knowing why it works for you. And at the end of the day, ultimately what will happen is you will get results faster. Okay? So when you try and coach yourself, what will happen is you'll try and match yourself to the system. Now, what I mean by this is maybe you've been down this path before and you'll see something and it's like, all right, cool. I've got to eat this specific food at this specific time. And I don't really like that food, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that time really doesn't suit me, but I'm going to force myself to do it. And yeah, it's causing problems at work and at home, but they don't understand. And I'm going to do this particular exercise and it actually hurts me and I don't really like it that much, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, we try and force ourselves to match to a system. Ultimately, what's going to happen, you'll get to a point where you give up. You'll simply sit back and go, look, enough's enough, I'm done, and you'll go back to square one. So what a good coach does, what the right coach will do, is to be able to take the magic that is in that system and be able to implement it to you, to your likes, your dislikes, your routines, your lifestyle, and make it suitable. Because again, the right coach isn't just concerned about you achieving results now, but you really knowing the game plan, you knowing why things work. Okay, it's very easy to just jump on a resolution and go, yeah, look, everyone's doing this resolution. Next 7 days, I'm going to do this, a detox or whatever. But a real coach in this situation is going to break it down. This is the reasons why. This is why this will work. This is why this will don't work. This is what you have to watch out for. This is what you need to do more. At the end of the day, they are in your corner. They want to see you win. That is it. And it's absolutely essential for long-term sustainability. So when you have the opportunity to work with the right coach, my advice, do whatever you can to work with them, because they will get you to where you need to get to faster. They are there to see you win. So here's another guy. This is case study number 2. This is Sean. Again, now Sean runs a running his own business, super, super busy. 2 girls, they're super, super busy as well. But look, he found himself in a crutch. What was happening is, look, he was doing everything. He was training 6 days a week. He was trying to diet, trying to do everything, and results simply were not happening. What we did, we stripped it back. We looked past the symptoms that he presented. His symptoms were there in the black shorts. He was overweight. He wanted to get in the shape. We looked past those symptoms. We identified what the real issues were. And there you go. That was the outcome. That was the result. We fixed it. Very, very cool. Alrighty. So today I promised, let's recap here, how to get faster results by spending less time in the gym by being very clear on your daily objectives, how to eat the foods that you love, and how that's going to let you lose more body weight. Also, too, how to see through all the hype and the BS and to save yourself time, money, and frustration. And then why setting yourself up to achieve long-term sustainable results that you'll be able to keep for life no matter how busy you get. Now, what is it that you need to win? Let's recap our 5 shifts here. So number 1, you need to change your worldview, the way in which you view this entire process, or I say changing your worldview. Number 2, you need to discover the truth, the real truth. Number 3, use our secret weapon. That is our 3-step path. So number 1 there, by being able to be very clear and taking ownership of your current situation. Number 2, being clear on your objectives. And then number 3, being clear on your outcome, both your short and long term. Essentially changing the way you think, the way you act, and the way you protect your success. Number 4, leveraging your time. If you feel time poor, awesome. It is a gift. Focus on being productive. And then number 5, invest in coaching. Now, these 5 shifts alone are enough. They are enough. But how do we go next level? Well, look, ultimately now you have a choice. You can take everything that I've just shared with you and you can just put it on the shelf. And you can say, cool, Josh, thanks for the info. Awesome. And then just, jump on the latest detox, jump on the latest resolution and hope to God it works. You'll have safety in numbers because there's going to be a lot of people who are doing exactly the same thing. But you also know those same people last year joined you and they join your same frustration. You know what I mean? Like if you have to do it again, then it didn't work. And if you've done it a few times, then there's been a few times that it hasn't worked. So isn't it time that you take a different path and to start to view things differently? As I said, change your worldview and focus on what needs to be done, which is going to suit you to achieve the outcome that you want. Take a chance and see how far that you can really go. So how is it that I can help? All righty, look, I've set some time aside over the next 48 hours where I can speak to you personally on how we can apply these ideas that I've just shared with you. And then you can absolutely start crushing your results today. We don't wait out for a resolution time frame. We don't wait out for a day. We start doing this now. And look, whatever your biggest challenge is, I've seen it before and I know how to overcome it with you. Okay? Now, on this session, what we're going to do is we're going to craft out a step-by-step game plan for you to be able to hit your physique goals in 2020. Now, that might be losing 10 plus kilograms. That might be a complete lifestyle transformation. Whatever it is that you need to do, I will help you map out this game plan step by step. And the cost for this is absolutely free. Now, look, who is this for? Now, I've got to be clear. I've got to be upfront. This call is not for everyone. Now, we need to make sure that you are going to be suited and you're ready. So look, I need to ask, are you an action taker? Because you must be willing to take action. Also too, you must be coachable and you must be committed. And the last part is you must be ready for change. Okay, so let me repeat that. You must be an action taker, you must be coachable, you must be committed, and you must be ready for change. And if that is you, then this is for you. What I want you to do is I want you to book your session. So why is it that I'm doing this? Well, look, I get frustrated. I get frustrated by watching good people unable to achieve great results. I love giving back. I love seeing people succeed. I love seeing people get off the yo-yo, the dieting cycles, all that crap to be able to beat the resolution. That is really, really, really important. Because at the end of the day, what will happen is you'll get off or you'll keep staying on this cycle until you eventually give up. And the worst thing, the absolute worst thing that you can live with is regret. When you sit back at the end of the day and you go, you know what? I didn't have to go down this path. I could have changed it. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. But I didn't. I missed my opportunity. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to beat this resolution once and for all. And plus, look, as we're chatting, right, we may discover that I'm able to help you personally. So if we're a good fit and we can discuss all of that, okay, and if not, that's totally cool too, right? So what I want to do that is want to help you get clear on where you're at today so you are able to move forward. Alrighty, so what you need to do now to book this session is simply go through there. The link has popped up, so it is physique-essentials.com/apply. So if you've got a pen, scribble that down. The only catch is, look, spaces are very limited. So what I'd like you to do is click on that link and book your time now. So what will happen is when you click on that link, you'll go through and you're going to see my timetable up for the next 48 hours. Pick a time that is best suited to you. So you'll click that, add a few details. What will happen then is you'll then go through to a questionnaire page. And all I ask you to do is just jot down a few details about yourself and what you're struggling with at the moment. And the reason I ask for this is because what it will do is give me a little bit of info about you so I can come to our call best prepared and I'm able to serve you better. We can get straight into it. And as I said, on that call, we're going to help you get clear on three main things. So where you're at today, what it is that you want to be able to achieve, and we're going to craft together that step-by-step game plan to help you achieve all your physique goals in 2020. So again, that address, physique-essentials.com/apply. Let me spell it out. It is www.physique-essentials.com/apply. So let me see if I can come back. There I am. I'm down at I'm up the top corner. So look, it has been absolutely awesome sharing this with you today on how to beat the resolution. Thank you again for joining me. As I said, what I want you to do, go through, click the link, book your time, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon. All righty. Thanks again. All right. Bye.